Ever walked into a room full of people and just froze? Like you're standing there, watching everyone laugh and talk, but you're stuck in your head, feeling like the walls are closing in, and you want to join in. You want to talk, but you just can't get the words out. I've been there, and trust me, I know how it feels. But what if I told you that feeling is totally normal, and it's also something you can change? Let me take you back to my first day of college. I remember it like it was yesterday. I walked into a room filled with people, and it felt like everyone had their own little groups. The social anxiety was through the roof. I was thinking, what do I even say? What if they don't like me? I felt invisible, like no one cared, like I was even in that room. But here's the thing, over time I realized that I wasn't the only one who felt like that. Everyone feels awkward in social situations sometimes. Even the people who seem the most confident. The key isn't trying to be someone you're not. It's also about embracing who you are and learning how to navigate those situations with ease. So what changed? Well, for me, it was the mindset shift. I started to realize that confidence doesn't come from pretending to be someone else. It comes from being comfortable with who you already are. I also realized that social situations are just situations. They're not life or death. The fear of judgment is just in your head. And as soon as I stopped worrying about what others thought, everything in life started to feel easier. Okay, so the first tip, shift the focus from you to them. If you ever felt that people are watching you too closely, it's probably because you're focusing too much on yourself, my friend. The secret is to shift your focus to others. Instead of worrying about how much you're coming across, ask people about themselves. What's their day been like? What do they enjoy doing? It's simple, but it works. And here's the bonus. When people talk about themselves, they automatically like you more. It takes the pressure off you and creates a natural connection. So for example, when I started applying this in college, I started asking simple questions like, what kind of music do you listen to? Or what do you do for fun? These little questions sparked conversations and helped me connect with people faster than I ever thought. The more I did it, the less anxious I felt. Number 2, fake it till you make it, but with a twist. Now I know you've heard this before, but let me add a little twist. I'm not telling you to fake being someone you're not, but here's the thing, confidence can be practiced. You can't just wait for it to magically appear. Act confident, even if you don't feel like it. And after a while, it starts to feel natural. So, when you walk into a room, do it with your head up, shoulders back, and with a calm demeanor. The more you do it, the more it becomes second nature. For example, I used to walk into social situations terrified, but I realized that the more I faked being confident, the less I cared about how awkward I felt. Eventually, I wasn't faking it anymore. I was actually feeling good about myself in social situations, and it made all the difference. Third tip, embrace the awkwardness. Here's something a lot of people don't tell you. Awkwardness is normal. It's part of the process. Everyone has those moments where they say something weird or they feel out of place. And guess what? It's totally okay. When you embrace the awkwardness instead of running away from it, you give yourself permission to just be human. And that is what actually makes you confident. Like for example, I remember this one time I was at a party and I said something that was so offbeat, and I could see people's face go blank. And normally I'd have wanted to crawl into a hole, but instead I just laughed it off and said, well, that was awkward, and everyone laughed with me. That moment taught me that embracing awkwardness actually made me more likable. People want authenticity, so don't be afraid of those moments. They're normal. Fourth tip, start small. Get comfortable one step at a time. If big groups freak you out, don't force yourself into them right away. Start with smaller interactions, like talking to one person at a time. Small talk can be intimidating, but remember, it's just practice. The more you talk to people, the easier it gets. And once you're comfortable with one-to-one conversations, you'll be ready for bigger groups. So for example, this is exactly what I did when I started to get to know people in college. I began by talking to one person at lunch or during class, just to get the feel for the conversation. Slowly I expanded to group chats, group projects, and by the time I was comfortable, I didn't dread social situations anymore. I could walk into a group and know that I could hold my own in a conversation. To wrap up, confidence isn't some magic trait you're born with. It's something you can build. It's about shifting your focus to others, embracing those awkward moments, and practice the habits that make you feel at ease in social situations. I know it's tough at first. I was there, standing in the corner, unsure of myself. But over time, I built the confidence that I have now. And I'm telling you, you, my friend, can do the same. Confidence isn't about being the loudest or the funniest in the room. It's about being confident with who you really are. So the next time you're in a social situation, don't worry about impressing anyone. Just be yourself, ask questions, and laugh off the awkwardness. I promise you, it'll get easier with time. If you found these tips helpful, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more real advice and relatable advice on self-improvement. And that's it from me today. I will see you all in the next one.